Hello everybody, this is JT Productions and welcome back to another preview and prediction video for the 2023 season. Today, I'll be doing the Duke Blue Devils. Let's get into it. Well, last year Duke went 9-4, one of the first 9-win season for Duke in a couple of years. The last time I think that they were this good was 2015 or something like that. And they worked for it. Their losses came to Kansas, Georgia Tech in overtime, North Carolina, and Pitt. So, literally, all of their losses came by one possession or less. Their biggest loss was to Kansas, a 8-point loss. So, not bad for Duke. Their best win, I would say, was probably against Miami or Wake Forest, actually. So, not bad for the Blue Devils. Let's see what they're working with this season on their roster. Well, they get their quarterback back in Riley Leonard. Mike Elko, in his second season, has his quarterback. So keep that in mind when we're looking at the schedule. Jordan Waters comes in at running back. Jaquez Moore and Jalen Coleman back him up. A lot of veteran presence in that backfield. Wide receiver, you have Jordan Moore, Eli Pancol, and Jalen Calhoun. Some more veterans on there. You have Nicky Dalman, tight end, Cole Feeney, and Jake Taylor at tight end. On the offensive line, you have a lot of veteran presence. Again, you have a senior, graduate, and redshirt sophomore who's the youngest guy on the offensive line, and a graduate transfer, Jake Hornibrook, coming in from Stanford. And backing them up, you have some more redshirt junior transfers in Scott Elliott from Harvard. You have Ben Hoytink coming in from Penn, and Jacob Long coming in from Anglo State. So the offensive line should be very familiar. On defense, you have a lot of veterans. Once again, Mike Elko doing very well. You have a big transfer in Al Blades coming in from Miami at corner, as well as Miles Jones, graduate transfer coming in from Texas A&M at corner as well. Besides that, your team is pretty similar to last year, so let's just get right in the schedule and see what I think old Duke is going to go this year. Well, you start off the year with no breaks. You host Clemson. Now, I'm sure that Wallace Wade Stadium is going to be rocking for this game on Labor Day night, 8 p.m. Monday night, September 4th, for the game against Clemson. I would not be surprised if you hang in this game and even knock off Clemson. However, if you've seen my Clemson preview already, you know how I went with this. I think Clemson does win, just have the slight edge, but I think you put up a big fight. Then you play Lafayette, a lower classification school. Think you win that game. Then you play Northwestern. Northwestern's going to be very terrible this year. I think you win that game too before going on the road to UConn. A very sneaky, tough game here. UConn's was pretty good last year, and I'm sure that they're going to be pretty good this year with that same head coach. I do think you win this game, but this could be a little trap game here before you play Notre Dame. Now, the thing with Duke this year, I think Duke is going to knock off a team they're not supposed to this year. Whether it's Clemson, whether it's Notre Dame, whether it's Florida State, North Carolina, you have it, whatever. And I think it's this game at home against Notre Dame. Notre Dame, they get Sam Hartman in. I'm not a fan. I don't think their offense is going to be what it needs to be for Notre Dame this year. So I think Duke comes in there and gets a big win at home against the Irish. Going into the bye week, you're 4-1 before playing NC State. Now, NC State, I would not sleep on the Wolfpack. They got Brendan Armstrong coming in for Virginia. Dave Dorian has had solid seasons for the past couple of years. I do think you win the game, though. You're coming off a bye week. You have them at home. It's going to be tough, but I do think you get the win. So you're 5-1 before going on the road to back-to-back road games against Florida State and Louisville. You're not coming out of this stretch without a loss, whether it's at Florida State or at Louisville. I'll give you the loss at Florida State and then a win on the road at Louisville. I think that Florida State's just more talented. I could see you losing both of these games, but with Louisville having a new head coach, a lot of new pieces, I think you go in there and get a win and take advantage of that. So you do get your second loss, but you also get your sixth win. So you're bowl eligible again. You're 6-2. Then you play Wake Forest, which is a sneaky tough game here. Wake Forest under Dave Clawson. Their offense has been good. However, they do lose their quarterback in Sam Hartman. I think that alone is a reason I'm going to give you the win here. Sam Hartman was a big piece of that team last year, and I think it's going to affect Wake Forest a lot. So, after that, you have another back-to-back road stretch after the Wake Forest game at North Carolina and at Virginia. I think you lose to North Carolina with Drake May and Mac Brown. While they do lose their offensive coordinator, by this point in the year, they will have found their way to win games. And I do think that they beat you. So I think you lose to North Carolina, but I think you beat Virginia to go to 8-3. Then you play Pitt at home. Pitt has Phil Jerkovic coming in. They're a team similar to NC State. I think you get the win to finish off your season 9-3. So there you go. I have Duke winning 9 games again under Mike Elko. I would not be surprised if they do this if Mike Elko is ushered into or teams are looking for new head coaches. They try to go after Mike Elko. So anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed, and go Dogs.